Luckily, meter reading isn't nuclear science. The job of meter reading is basically, most of it is going around to different parts of the city and recording how much volume each customer uses, and that is done by looking into the box where the meter is and putting in the numbers that appear on the meter into a handheld device, which is then loaded into a computer and transferred to the billing department so that they can bill all the customers of Bellevue for the water that they use. You can't do anything without water. We use it for cooking, we use it for cleaning, we use it for everything. If we're in a residential area, we can read as many as 400 to 500 meters a day. Sometimes in a commercial zone, depending on traffic, we can read maybe 200 a day. Okay, so I'm pulling up to the next meter now. You can see the white mark that I left there last time. I'm going to repaint it because you can never tell when the next opportunity you're going to have to do it is. And you like to have to make sure that they were always there for people to be seen, or for them to be seen by people. Walking over to the meter, looking in, recording the numbers in my handheld device. I'm making sure that the number falls within the range that we set for it. If it does not, I would leave a high consumption tag. We get away from the vicious little dogs who think they can actually do something to me, and we move on to the next one. Residents might find our services helpful because we might be able to help them in the event that they develop any problems in their plumbing system. We can find leaks as they develop before they turn into serious problems. You can face many challenges while reading meters. Some of them could be the landscaping around the meter. Some of them could be weather related, could be water in the box, could be muddy water in the box, could be snow covering the box on in an extreme circumstance. Mostly the hardest thing is that people are not conscious of their water meters. So the biggest problem is the foliage that can cover the boxes and make it difficult to get to them. And I was hanging a door tag. This is one of those funny stories. Well, it's not so funny for the guy, but I went up to the guy's house and I hung, it was a disconnection notice. I hung the door tag here, and right here there's this big window, a picture window. And as I was coming up, I noticed this guy was laying on the floor next to his couch. And I had talked to him before, and he was never really in the best of shape. So I hung up there and I'm like knocking on the window, and I'm knocking on the window, and the guy's not moving. He's just like out. So I actually, make a long story short, I called 911. They came over. I stayed around until they got there, make sure that they got to the right place. Turns out that if I hadn't called 911 right at that point, he would have been dead like an hour later. He was in some sort of sugar shock or something, but the city ended up giving me this little plaque and made a big deal out of it, like, whatever. I don't really have a whole lot of downsides to my job.